Good morning. Morning. August 14th, Thursday. How the heck did it already get to be August 14th? I looked at the calendar this morning when I got up, when I was checking to see what date it was, because I don't really care what date it is. I'm retired. I was like, oh my God, it's the 14th already. Wow. So the kids are gone. They are going for a camping weekend up at the Gorge in Washington. There's a rave concert event where they do like a 2 or 3 day camping, and you go to these concert events and they have all kinds of stuff going on. So they've been planning it with their girlfriends. They loaded it all up last night in the van, and they are off. They're in Oregon right now, driving north. So we've got the weekend to ourselves. The wife's still here, she's sleeping. That means I have to go work in the boutique in the store this week. Today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We might have a friend come in and work one of the days just to give us a break to go do something. It's fun working in the store. Gets kind of boring sometimes. And then sometimes it's pretty busy. So that's just the way it is. It is a cool morning out. Got a shirt on. It's a little nippy. It's a little chilly out here. So I'm gonna see if I can get a little sweat on. So we got pulls today. We're gonna do deadlifts, 2 sets. First set is for reps. Now I have done 30 reps with the black band. So now we're going up to the yellow band, which is a lot more pressure, a lot more tension. I've done single warm-ups with both bands. Started off with the black, just did a single, drank some coffee, walked around, did a couple singles nice and slow to feel it. And I did a couple singles with the yellow, and I decided that I need to go back with the straps on the yellow because my grip was not as strong as I wanted it to be. So we need to work more on grip. That's fine, but I want to get more with that yellow with the straps, get that burnout, get those numbers, and then come and do the burnout on the black band and really work on the grip on that one. So that's it for today. We've got deadlifts, bent rows, curls, split squat right leg, and split squat left leg. And it is 6:45 in the morning. So we got here a little bit earlier. We get our workout on and then sit back and enjoy a little coffee before we have to get up, get her up, and get going for the day, because we got to be to the store around 10:30. So when we open. So that's it. Let's get a work on. Now I know, I think was it two summers ago, I was doing deadlifts with the yellow bands because I did them while we were out camping and stuff. And I was, I was feeling pretty strong, but I was doing X3 constantly back then. And then I took a year off and did burpees and did a bunch of other stuff. And now we're getting back into doing the X3 again, which I am feeling a little more jacked. Muscles are feeling a bit more tight. I have no problem, no tension in the ligaments and the tendons. I just feel every morning I come out here, I feel like I just want to, and then get on with the day. Oh yeah. Heart pounding. We got 12 with the yellow. And then might just do the wide bar for the burnout, because down in that position, changing everything over, a little tired on my lower back. So whew. We're gonna catch our breath and we're gonna do some bent rows coming up. Whew. All right, next up, bent rows. I've got it set up so I can do my numbers and then I can do my burnout. So going for the numbers with the green band, going for the reps, strict, hard, nice and slow, hit that fatigue level, keep it deep in the fatigue. Then we're going to do the burnout with the wide bar with the blue band in a wider position and just trying to finish any more burn we have left in that muscle. Twenty-two. Morning. Two with the green band. That felt really, really good. And then the 12, 13 with the blue band. Really trying to come up and just squeeze it and then down slow with as big a stretch as I could get. All right, starting to get a little sweat going now. We got curls coming up next. Stand by. All right. Next up, drag curls. I got it set up with the green band, with the regular short bar. Just pull that bar up until you burn out and can't pull it up anymore. And then I've got the white bar with the blue band for a little bit wider drag curls. Just same thing, pull it up till you can't pull it no more. Three. 23 with the green band, and then 12, 13 with the blue. Just trying to hit that top and squeeze, grab that bar, and like I want to bend that bar in, just squeezing the arm, the bicep and the upper arm as hard as I can, especially right before I took off with that green band. I just felt the tension, really flexed my arms as hard as I could, and then just try to keep that tension constant. Whew. All right, we got a good break coming up. We got split squats, right leg, left leg, then we're done. Coming up. All right, we've had enough break in between. Had to clean up a mess out here. One of my cats ate too fast and decided to, you know, what cats do after they eat too fast. So to clean that up, that's gross. Whew. All right, split squats. Right leg first because that's my weak leg. Always do that one first. And just like last time I did legs, I want to go for a bigger stretch. I want my back leg to be back farther, get a bigger stretch in the hamstring and the glute. Ooh, we got 18 with that. Felt good. Once the fatigue started setting in, balance started going a little bit, but that's good. I want to get those balance muscles activated also. 18, good number. Working our way up, trying to get better every time we do this. Left leg coming up in a few minutes after I catch my breath. All right, who's ready for left leg? Me, I'm ready to do it. You have to get yourself psyched up because you know the pain is going to be tough, but you got to get through it. You got to get 5, 6, 7 good reps once you get into that fatigue pain zone. 19 with that. I always like to try and go one more with the left leg, since that is the stronger, more flexible leg in that particular move. Whew. All right, we're gonna catch our breath and we're gonna wrap this up because we got some relaxing to do before the wife gets up. All right, let's wrap this up. Whew. Yeah, see, it looks good when you got the light just right. You just walk around with the spotlight over you all the time and just walk around just like that all the time. It'd be great. Whew. All right, don't mind my little dragonfly right there. Yes, I bought that off the TikTok shop, and yes, they do work. Got one by the front door, one by the back door. Keeps a lot of flies out. They'll come up here, they'll see the dragonfly, and they'll go the other way. Dragonflies eat other flying insects, and they're all scared of dragonflies. What I should do is I should wait until I feed the cats in the backyard, and then after they're done eating, there's still some food left and the flies all come over there. I should go out there and clip one of these dragonflies on there and watch them scatter and see how many have the balls to come back and eat. I might try that experiment. Whew. All right, so every morning I get up, do my morning business, and then when I come out, I do a check on the amount of flab that I have. And you know what? I can tell just by feeling it that it's going down. I can tell that it's going down. Now, what's inside, I need to start tightening up, but let's get this taken care of first. There's a lot of old man, grizzled, built up years of fat on there. When it did the job that I did for years, I wanted a little bit of stockiness, because when you have to wrestle with another person, and those guys were extremely strong, when you do thousands of burpees a day and thousands of pull-ups and thousands of dips, because that's all that they were really allowed. They didn't have weights in the system where I worked at. Obviously California doesn't have weights in the system, but they do body weight, and inmates have gotten very, very strong just doing body weight stuff. So whenever you had to wrestle with one of them, I wanted a little bit of extra weight on top of me as I was doing my job and dealing with the situation. So I didn't mind having some of this when I was working, and I was lifting pretty dang heavy back in my 30s and 40s when I did most of my work in the system in some of the most violent institutions in California. Whew. And it was a fun, challenging job. This was back in the 90s and early 2000s, when it wasn't as crazy as it is now, where we're putting men into women's institutions and just letting inmates get away with all kinds of just stuff that the public would just blow your mind if you understood what we force them to have. Here's your rights, you're gonna take them. When you're out here in the streets, you gotta fight for anything that any rights you have, and it takes a lot of fighting to get to get sometimes the rights that you're entitled to. In there, no. If you don't give them the rights that they're entitled to, you, the one with the badge, is in trouble. And I'm not saying that you're walking around denying them their rights, but my God, it's just a big old long story. You can go onto TikTok or onto YouTube, and you can find prison channels with former guards and former inmates talking about in the system what it was like and stuff. All I can tell you is I never carried that stress. I do have dreams occasionally about prison. I have a few recurring dreams. I have one recurring dream that is, comes on occasions. It's about going back in the Marine Corps. It's about going back to being young, to even if I'm old and I want to go back and show the younger kids how to do it, how the Marines were back when I was back in the 80s, back in the early 80s. because I know Marines now, kids that I work with in the apartment, and they were telling me stories, and I'm all like, what? You did what in boot camp? You had a little yellow card? Oh, DI, stop yelling at me. You did what when you were out in the, what? Yeah, it just blows my mind on how pansified some of this stuff has gotten. Gen X, first generation Gen X right here. And then another dream that I have, another reoccurring dream, is I worked for Coca-Cola for many years, driving truck. Fantastically fun job. Did not pay a whole lot, but back after I got out of the Marine Corps, it was a good steady job. And you don't have a boss leaning over your shoulder all the time. You know your route, you go out, you deliver your stuff, you deal with your customers. It was a fantastic job. And the stress level back then I thought was now that's nothing compared to, being an adult, really adulting. So I have a recurring dream of going back to being a Coke driver again, and just the freedom that entailed. Occasionally I do have some prison dreams. Some of them are pretty wild, pretty crazy. Nothing too outlandish, just really weird, abstract prison type dreams. Sometimes there's some violence in there. Sometimes it's just a weird prison oriented dream. And then of course you do have the fantasy dream of being free, not married, out on the beach, looking good. The girls are coming up, and hey, let's go party. Yeah, you have that dream occasionally. Okay, so tomorrow is probably going to be a walking day. I feel like I'm getting more out of daily doing the X3. I feel like I'm burning more fat than when I was doing the cardio stuff and the burpees and stuff. And I love all that stuff, but I feel like I'm getting more out of it coming out here every day doing the X3 and doing that. So tomorrow I'm just going to take a day off. It seems like I've been doing a 3-day on and a 1-day off as I look at my sheet over there. So tomorrow will be a day off, which I will probably go out and I'll take my weights and I'll do my heavy hands, walking, skipping, running. I'm trying to get more sprints involved in that, just to get my cardio up a little bit, my breathing, get my endurance up. When I did do the running about a month ago when we were camping with the 8-pound dumbbells, and I was out running, oh my God, that was so fantastic. I wasn't so much worried about my legs. I was just trying to carry that 8-pound dumbbell as I was running and just keeping that moving and just really driving with the whole upper body. So I want to get back to doing that every 1 or 3 days. And then, like I said, 3 days, X3, 1 day off. Maybe grab a sandbag, bring it out here. I got some big rocks out in the front yard. Maybe I need to pick some of those up and carry them around. Take some kettlebells for some walks, do some stuff like that. So just gonna take a break tomorrow, 1 day from the X3, and then we'll come back for 3 days. Push, pull, push, and then a day off, and then pull, push, pull. So it's just kind of rotating that way. Like I said, I feel like I'm actually getting something. I've upped my protein. I'm taking perfect aminos. I'm probably gonna go back to buying Dr. Jaquish's protein, but right now I got a bunch of that perfect aminos since I ordered a bunch, and I need to use all that up before I go back to using Dr. Jaquish's. My protein intake for meat is still kind of minimal, not doing a lot of that, and really trying not to do the red meat. I'm doing white meat, chicken, and fish. The carbs I've brought down from what I was doing, a higher carb thing for the past couple months. Still keeping some carbs in, trying to keep good carbs, vegetables, fruit. I try to do that early in the morning, right after I work out. I'll have I got a fruit drink here in a minute with some perfect aminos in it to kind of spike the insulin, to get the aminos driven into the system, and then it comes back down. I got some cinnamon in my coffee. And then I'm trying to keep a nice clean diet until dinner, and then at dinner I'm having a little bit of protein and some good carbs, like I said, vegetables, spinach, broccoli, that type of stuff. I might have a little bit of rice, might have a little bit of pasta. It depends. I need energy. I have a full-time job taking care of my wife, and she requires a lot of care. And I wish I could just have a film over top of me as I deal with her daily, and just kind of like I don't want to put her on blast street, but when you obviously, and I'm not blasting her, but when you have no use, like I said, this arm, her right arm, is basically dead. It's just she can move the shoulder and she can move the elbow, and that's about it. This hand This finger does not move, and all she can basically use are these two fingers to pick stuff up, and the wrist hardly works at all, and it's getting weaker. Her legs, she can stand if I'm holding on to her, and she can walk like a little baby. When you're teaching a baby to walk, she can walk, but she has no balance, and if one of her knees goes out, it's go down city. So I have to have really good care of her whenever we're transferring from a chair onto her scooter, or we're going to the bathroom or something like that. So her requirement needs are a lot. She's a woman. Women always require more than men. You know, getting up, getting herself dressed, getting her face put on, doing all that stuff. It's a full process. And then throughout the day, like I said, she's working her iPad, buying stuff for the store. If not, she's searching the internet for cars for our daughters. They both, like I said, they both want SUV type vehicles so they can be camping and stuff. So she's doing that. She's always busy. You know, whenever she's not busy, she may be taking a nap, and that's only a couple of times a week. You know, when she gets a little tired like that, she gets up and she goes. So that's really fantastic. We're not letting that slow us down. So that requires me to have lots of energy. So that's one of the reasons why I probably carry a little bit more than I really want to. But you know what? My strength is going up. I still feel strong at 59.3/4. So that's it. So we're done. We're babbing. We're running our mouth. We're going on and on. We're done for the day. We're gonna finish our coffee, clean this mess up, and then get about a 10-minute break before she wakes up and needs to start the day. So I will see you when I see you next. I might not video tomorrow. I might do a little bit while I'm out walking. I might put my weight vest on and do some running and put the camera on the front of that. So that might be an idea. We'll think about that. So get it done. Go live your life. And I'll see you next time.